And welcome to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Tonight, Video Productions presents girls high school basketball. It's the Red Devils from Oak Hill with the record of 5-4, taking on the Lady Flying Eagles from Beckley with a record of 3-6. Hello again, everybody. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. And Eric, for the Lady Flying Eagles, they enter the ball game 3-6, but they've hit kind of the skids here as of late, as Beckley is entering this ball game on a 4-game losing streak. And after tonight, they'll have 6 games on the road, 6 very difficult games on the road. It's very important that Beckley play well and get a win here tonight.
Yeah, tonight is an extremely important game, in the grand scheme of things, basically, too, because it's a sectional foe as well, and you want to, maybe you've already lost to Princeton in the section. You may want to try to get you a sectional win before you go on the road.
Yeah, quality losses that Beckley's had in that 4-game losing streak. They went on the road right there after Christmas. They went up to John Marshall. They lost to Lindsley Institute, and then they lost to John Marshall. And both of those games were tied, Eric. They lost to John Marshall or Lindsley by 7, 60-53, and then lost to John Marshall by 9, 60-51.
Yeah, and, anytime you go on the road, and basically this is a young team, aside from Josie Cross, a veteran, and you have Samalia Nelson, who came back, but she didn't log any minutes last year, so this is a real young team, and, Leilani Mans is a veteran, but they're still growing, and like you said, Coach Neighbors hasn't dodged anyone.
Sarah Hopkins as well, one of their veterans.
Yeah.
But, you and I did when in the game in the New River Invitational last week against a really seasoned Spring Valley team, and that didn't work out. And then Beckley played Huntington tough, but nevertheless, they ended in 4 losses, so they have Oak Hill tonight. On the flip side, Eric, as we take a look at this Lady Red Devil team, they enter the ball game. They are 5-4, and they lost to Greenbrier East. They have a win over James Monroe. They lost to Princeton, a win over Liberty of Raleigh. They lost to Greenbrier West, Hurricane. Then they beat Capital. And then they're coming in here on a 3-game winning streak, beating Capital. And then they played in the Nicholas County Invitational, where they beat Riverside and Nicholas County. So you got Beckley entering the ball game on a 4-game losing streak, Oak Hill entering the game on a 3-game winning streak.
And what better way for Beckley to try to get off the skids, to beat a cross-town rival, a cross-county rival in Oak Hill. But I'd say that Oak Hill comes in here after winning 3 in a row. Winning breeds confidence, so they're very confident coming in here to Beckley and confident they're going to get a win tonight.
And, during that 4-game skid for the Lady Flying Eagles, even though 2 of those games were played in Beckley, they were over at the Raleigh County Convention Center, technically not Beckley's home court. So this is the first time Beckley will have a game here in a while. In fact, you have to go back since the last time, Eric, that you and I were here when Beckley beat Capital in that afternoon game a couple days right after Christmas. So that's the last time Beckley has played on this floor.
Yeah, and that was an afternoon matinee game that we did. And, they played a pretty good game, and maybe getting back in the friendly confines of their home gym maybe can spur them to victory.
So Beckley's made their way out onto the floor. We're going to take our first commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
West Virginia Orthotic and Prosthetic Center provides orthotic and prosthetic devices, promoting the highest level of personal and professional patient care. West Virginia O&P has a state-of-the-art fabrication facility where devices are produced, customized, and fitted in-house by our fully certified staff. We are honored to have the opportunity to work with our veteran population, providing them with the highest level of care and support. We are conveniently located in Beckley, just off I-64 at the Brookshire Lane Medical Park. Please call for a free evaluation or contact us online.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. It's 13. A battle between Oak Hill 5-4 and Beckley 3-6. And Eric, as soon as I start talking, we got the band here tonight, and they would have to whip it up.
Yeah.
But tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal. Infinity Coal Company, they offer no premium and no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company matching 401k plan. The good folks at Infinity and United Coal. You can go online and apply through the Facebook page at United Coal. Also, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Check out Sweetheart Futuristic Bowling Saturday, February 10th from 10 o'clock to midnight. Only $17 per person, $32 per couple. You can dial them up at 304-253-7328. Well, Eric, both teams are out warming up, and we think we're going to have quite a game. As we mentioned in our first segment, Oak Hill comes in here on a high note, winners of 3 in a row. Beckley on a low note, losers 4 in a row.
Yeah, and Beckley really needs to right the ship, as you stated at the top of the broadcast. Going on the road for 6 straight with a young team, desperately need to get a win tonight.
Well, the one thing, it's hard for me to hear you, Eric, and even though I'm sitting like almost on your lap with the band, and we understand it for the school spirit, but really sometimes, I mean, as close as they are to us and as small as this venue is, it may give us a little hard time tonight. Well, some people might be happy, especially if it drowns out my voice tonight. They might be happy about that.
I think they're gonna play a set, and then after they play the national anthem, they probably pack it up.
Well, maybe. I'm going to hold you to that. All right, Eric. So now we've talked about the band. Let's talk about the game in hand. First of all, for the visitors of Oak Hill, what do you think that their coach over there, Daryl Compton, what do you think his pregame message will be to his troops?
Hey, well, whatever they've done right to win these last 3, just keep that momentum going and get off to a fast start on the road here at Beckley. And really, if Beckley's, kind of down, if you think the girls are down, they really need to get out early on them and try to win this game quick.
And if you're Beckley, I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. You got to get off to a good start tonight.
Well, I think, having watched that second half, of the Huntington game, if Beckley could bottle up just a little bit of that third quarter, because if you can remember, they turned the ball over 20 times in that first half and only had 19 points against Huntington. But they ended up with only 28 turnovers for the game, and that's how they got back in the game. So I think they need to build on that momentum, protect the basketball, find a way. I'm sure they're going to see some pressure from Oak Hill and find a way to really get Josie Cross going tonight.
Well, Eric, that's one of the things Coach Neighbors, I'm not sure if you're aware, he's reached out to Ricky Dillard, and Ricky Dillard's been on the bench the last couple of days, and he's kind of put in a few things. And when I got here tonight, Ricky Dillard told me, got to get off to a good start. And as you said, in that Huntington game, after having 20 turnovers and digging yourself such a big hole, it was hard to climb out of, even though Beckley played much better in the second half than they did in the first half.
Yeah, you're exactly right. In that third quarter, they expended so much energy on that bigger court at the Raleigh County Convention Center, and you're right. They were able to walk it down and get it to, I think they're within 5 at one point and just ran out of gas. So it's imperative as Coach Dillard, he's a veteran coach, around here in these parts, man, and he's coached from the middle school to the high school, And I think he's a real calming force, and it's good to get him to come on staff and help out.
Yeah, you're right. Huntington ended up winning that game by 12. Closest Beckley got was 5, and they couldn't get any closer.
Yeah, and and just like as you stated, it was torture getting back in that game because they really had to scrape, and press and try to get back in it, and they just ran out of gas late.
Well, we're going to take our second break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the game. It'll tip at the bottom of the hour here at the Beckley Auto Mall Dutch Miller pregame show as we're streaming live here on Video Productions.
I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School, getting you ready for the game at the bottom of the hour. It'll be Oak Hill 5-4 taking on Beckley 3-6. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store with locations in Beckley and Princeton. Love me some pig from Cracker Barrel. Whenever I go to Cracker Barrel, it's not one or the other, bacon and sausage. It's always both, because I got to have my pig at Cracker Barrel. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Modley's. Modley's Plumbing and Heating. You never know when you need a plumber, but boy, when you need one, you need to know who to call. You can call Modley's 304-253-HELP. The good folks at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. I'm Maris Lowry. Eric Thomas on hand as always. We've got a special guest tonight that's going to be on the broadcast. She'll be the rose between the two thorns, Maddie Belcher. And you may know that name. Maddie Belcher played 3 years at Park Middle School, 4 years for Coach Neighbors here at Beckley Woodrow Wilson. Maddie, we welcome you to the broadcast.
Thank you.
So I'm sure you're excited. You're now a freshman now at West Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm. I am. Yeah, I've never done this before, so I'm excited.
You're excited. Well, one thing about it, you know Coach Neighbors after playing for him for 4 years. So now after Beckley has lost 4 in a row, what do you think practice would have been like yesterday preparing for this game today?
I think definitely going over the plays more and going over their defense. Definitely. Whenever we would lose a few games in a row, Coach would be sure to break things down more for us so that way we knew what we were doing, so that way there wouldn't be any room for mistakes.
So, like, would it be like a real rough practice after a 4-game losing streak? More of an instructional type practice?
Right before a game, like for instance yesterday's probably would have been more of an instructive practice, but maybe the ones before that were a little bit more tense.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, and I don't know if you were aware of this, but after this game tonight, and all the games are important, and as Eric had touched on, this is a sectional opponent, but what makes this game even more important, that after tonight, Beckley hits the road for 6 straight games against 6 really good opponents.
Mm-hmm. That's right. They're definitely going to have to treat this game as one of those really top opponents because, you know as well as anyone that every game and every practice counts towards the further games and, eventually that state championship.
Right. Of course, in your career against Oak Hill, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you guys ever lost to Oak Hill when you were playing for Beckley, right?
No, we didn't. We haven't. I don't think we've played Oak Hill this season yet, so I'm excited to see how this year's team will perform tonight.
But Eric, I think Maddie's right on it. I think that after you lose 4 games, not necessarily, you want to get on your players, is other than have a really not so much an intense, but more instructive practice.
Yeah, exactly right. And with this veteran coaching staff, sometimes it's not about really getting after the girls because they want to win just as bad as the coaches do. But as Maddie said, I think it's getting back to the basics, and really it's more to do with what Beckley hasn't done in a couple of those losses, not what the other team did. I mean, in the Princeton game, if you take care of the ball, and of course they didn't have Josie that game, very winnable game. And I think early on in that Huntington game, as you stated, you let them run out to a big lead. So for 2.5 quarters, you pretty much played them even.
Yeah.
Right. And Maddie, I don't know how much you've watched Beckley of this year, but one of the problems that Beckley's had is not getting off to good start, especially in this 4-game losing streak. And they've dug themselves such a big hole that it makes it really difficult to climb out of. Yeah. Like on Saturday, as Eric was alluding to, the Huntington game, Beckley turned the ball over 20 times in the first half and ended up with 28. And they lost by 12. They got as close as 5, but they just couldn't get over the hump, any closer than 5.
Yeah. Every possession counts in a game because definitely in any of those turnovers, that's something that we could have scored. That's something that we could have had a defensive stop. So.
And for Oak Hill, they're coming on here on a different high. They're in the ball game with 3 straight wins. They're feeling good about themselves, trying to carry that momentum on the road here tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't watched Oak Hill much this season, but I'm excited to see how both teams perform tonight.
And Eric, I think for you, this is definitely the first time I'll see him play, probably for you as well.
Yeah, for me as well. But I had a chance, to talk to a couple people that watched them play and played against them, and he said they're real scrappy, and they adjusted. They hit the boards, and the one advantage that I think Beckley could have would be on the glass. I think Beckley can rebound with a lot of teams, but once they get the rebound, they tend to turn it over. And like Maddie said, you have to value every possession. They don't do a lot of things great. So you got to figure out what you can do and take advantage of that. And I think inside, pounding it inside, scoring on the inside and rebounding and getting extra possessions that way.
Well, one of the things the Red Devils do have, they have 2 of their starters that average in double figures. Tasha Gray at 15 a game and Carolyn Smith at 10 a game. So between those two starters, there's 25 points a game there, Maddie. So I know that a lot of times during practice, I'm sure Coach Neighbors would emphasize on defense and emphasize especially when the other team has quality players that can put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, especially when you, like you said, crashing the boards. A lot of points I feel like are made from just simply putbacks. If we don't rebound or if we don't box out, that's easy points that we give them.
So Beckley's made their way off the floor. Oak Hill still going through their final warm-ups. We'll take our final break, come back, get you ready for the opening tip. That comes up at the bottom of the hour. You're watching live streaming coverage of girls high school basketball here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas. We have Maddie Belcher here with us tonight, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. And on camera tonight, we have Chase Bowman. It's 5-4 Oak Hill against 3-6 Beckley. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up the folks at Indoor Air, 304-890-2212. You're a Amana dealer. We're going to have the playing of the national anthem. We'll take a quick break, come back, get you the lineups, and get you ready to go. And we'll do it next here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford. Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at MidstateFordWV.com.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded.
And just dial up Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. Well, we're moments away from getting the ball game started. The Lady Red Devils will be wearing the black uniforms trimmed in red and white. The head coach is Daryl Compton. They'll go this way. They'll have their leading scorer, Tasha Gray, at 15 a game, Carolyn Smith at 10 a game, Jordan Harris, Allie Williams, and Jada Wilburn ran out the starting 5 for the Lady Red Devils. Now we'll wait and see how Coach Neighbors will go with Beckley. And Eric and Maddie, we know that Josie Cross and Sarah Hopkins are definitely 2 of the starting 5, as now they're introducing the point guard there is Addison Walker. She will start as Beckley wear their traditional white uniforms, tin and maroon. Samalia Nelson in the starting lineup. As I mentioned, Sarah Hopkins. And, Maddie, one of the things you and I were talking about in the break, and I've said all along, I don't know how Sarah plays with those two big braces she has on her legs.
I have no idea how she does it. I do not.
And Josie Cross being introduced. And rounding out the starting five, Alana Ellis. And, Eric, we've talked about Alana Ellis. She has really come on for the Lady Flying Eagles.
Yeah, she just keeps getting better each game, each quarter. She's had a few injuries in her career early on, and she's staying healthy now. And you can see the fruits of that because she's getting more confident each game.
So, Maddie, what do you think we'll see out of Beckley early in this game?
I think definitely, well, given from the last game, I think they probably have improved much of their plays. They'll probably run them more smoothly, and I think we'll see very lively defense.
More intense to start the game. Well, at least I'm sure Coach Neighbors hopes that's the case anyway.
I'm sure.
All right, we're ready to go. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. Getting in the center circle will be Carolyn Smith, averaging 10 a game, senior, and Samalia Nelson for Beckley. And we're ready to get the ball in the air. Glad you're with us on Video Productions. The referees give us the thumbs up. We're ready to roll. So it's 3-6 Beckley, 5-4 Oak Hill. Ball in the air, and the opening tip is controlled by the Lady Flying Eagles. Josie Cross will dial it up from three and hit. 3-ball right out of the chute by Josie Cross.
And that's a much-needed make right there to get Josie going from outside. She shot it pretty well, as of late, and that's a big make.
And, Maddie, I'm sure that, Josie Cross, when she spotted up to shoot that, she shot that with a lot of confidence.
She did. Yeah, shooting from that far definitely takes a lot of practice and a lot of confidence, and I know Josie has put in the work too.
There's a drive by Smith for Oak Hill. It doesn't go, and Josie Cross down with the rebound. Josie Cross, will she go 2 for 2? She will. Josie Cross rains back-to-back threes, and Beckley, just like that, looking good on their first two possessions, Maddie.
That's right.
Maris, what's good about that? It's just nothing like your home gym to get shots to fall.
Well, that's what all three of us had talked about. In the pregame, you got to get off to a good start. And I can't think of a better way to start as Josie Cross with a block leads the break. Here's Walker dialing up for three. That doesn't go, but Nelson there for the rebound. They get the ball inside. Ellis goes up for the shot, and she'll draw the foul. So, a little more than a minute into the game, and boy, what a great start, Eric and Maddie, for Beckley. They hit 2 threes, and now Alana Ellis will get to the line.
And I like how that right there, they didn't force it in, just got it down in good position by Ellis as she gets to the free throw line.
So Alana Ellis ready. First free throw is good. And Beckley with the touchdown and an extra point to take a 7-0 lead.
I think it was really good leadership by Josie, given she had a good steal down here, and she brought it all the way down. And instead of trying to force that shot, she kicked it out.
So Alana Ellis makes the first, misses the second one. And here are the Lady Red Devils with it on the attack. Beckley playing man-to-man. Oak Hill trying to work it around the horn.
And good overplay right there by Josie as she almost came up with another steal. And this is one thing I've noticed about the bench, and you can touch on this, Maddie, is I hear the bench even calling out, defensive signals like who's away, and cutter, and that helps out a whole lot too.
Communication is a really big thing for Brian Neighbors, and that's something that he definitely teaches his girls.
There's a shot put up left of the lane. That shot's no good by Smith. They battle for the rebound, and we'll have a foul. It'll be an Oak Hill foul. And one of the things, Maddie, where you started and also came off the bench, but when you don't start and you're watching the game, what's the kind of message that Coach Neighbors will have everybody on the bench? Because when your number's called, you got to be ready to check in and do what you need to do.
Yeah. It's definitely important, even when you're on the bench, to stay
focused into the game.
On the game. You can't be, thinking about other things, you're zoning out. You have to definitely pay attention, and you have to be very, active in your.
Be engaged with the game.
Yeah.
That last shot was missed by Sarah Hopkins. Here's the shot close to the basket. Doesn't go. Nice block by Josie Cross. That was that beautiful block on Harris, and back the other way come the Lady Flying Eagles. Walker down the lane, and Beckley will turn it over. And that's the one thing we've said from Saturday. Beckley turned the ball over 20 times in the first half, but only 8 in that second half.
Yeah, and that was a good decision, good look, just a terrible pass. And Addison Walker will get better at that. And that's only the first turnover, though, in the first 3 minutes of the game. So I think Coach Neighbors can live with that.
And I think Coach Neighbors got to be happy. There's a block by Walker. There's a shot in the lane, doesn't go. But an offensive rebound for the Lady Red Devils, and that's Smith with it. Backing her way in. And it was really good defense by Alana Ellis. And like I said, we're coming up on the 3-minute mark of this first quarter, and the Red Devils have yet to score. But the long rebound will come out, and Oak Hill will have another crack at it.
Yeah, a chance to reset right there. And right now, the frustration for Oak Hill is this is really, really good Beckley team defense.
Working the ball around the horn. There's a drive into the lane. That shot's going to be short as it grazes the front of the rim. And Nelson with the rebound for Beckley. She'll go coast to coast. Nice step to the rim. Doesn't go. Ellis with the putback.
And way to run the court by Alana Ellis right there. That shows you nothing's given on any layup, and that's good court sense to get down and get that putback.
And, Maddie, you know how Coach Neighbors really loves that hustle. As Eric said, Alana Ellis not taking it for granted that Nelson was going to make the shot, and there she was for the putback.
Yeah, it's important to have confidence in your teammates that they'll make the shot, but it's also good to be there in case they don't.
That short shot put up by Harris doesn't go. Oak Hill really struggling inside, and they can't get anything to go. Here's Josie Cross on a run out. Pass to Nelson. Nelson with the finish. And Oak Hill wants a timeout. Boy, I tell you, if you're Beckley, I don't see how you can start the game better than what they have. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break and come back as you watch the replay there. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. And Eric, that's a much-needed timeout for Oak Hill through the first half of this first quarter. That's probably the best 4-minute stretch that Beckley's played in any game this year.
Yeah, that was a dominant stretch, and it was fueled by defense.
So here's Oak Hill out of the timeout. Walker all over Gray out there. Gray goes down the lane, a little floater, and that will break a Beckley 11-0 run as Gray gets Oak Hill's first field goal. Josie Cross shooting it with confidence from 3, right down the chute. That's Josie Cross's third 3-ball. And boy, Maddie, she's shooting that with confidence.
She is. She looks really good as a shooter. I remember when she started out just as a big, but she's definitely come a long way.
Well, that's 3 of 3 in this game. Gray down the lane, puts up the shot. Will it go? It doesn't, but she'll draw the foul and step up to the line to shoot a pair.
And I think that's going to be whistled on Addison Walker as we see this replay, as Josie is really feeling it. Hey, that was a heat check. When it left her hands, it looked good.
Well, you could tell that in this game tonight, Josie Cross looks like she's at a different level, Maddie, and she has shot all 3 of those threes with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I think definitely this year, her coming up as a junior, she has definitely taken a different leadership role this year.
So the first free throw by Gray is no good. She'll shoot the back end of a 2-shot opportunity. Gray ready. Free throw on its way. She makes 1 of 2. And Hazelwood checks into the ball game for the Lady Flying Eagles. Also, Mans, who has it now at the high post. Leilani Mans has played well. I noticed she's got her hand taped up. That must have came from an injury in the game. Also, Mack into the game as Mack shoots a floater, and the bank is always open. 24-hour banking is Mack able to use the glass and score.
And Mack is just a freshman. She's doing a good job, of
3-ball by Wilburn on the other end.
See Oak Hill out of that timeout, starting to heat up a little bit.
Yeah, Beckley had its largest lead of 13, and Beckley turns it over. But Beckley had its largest lead of 13 until Wilburn dialed up the three as we watched that latest three ball by the Lady Red Devils.
Yeah, nice spot up.
So it'll be Gray to put it in play. Beckley entering this game on a 4-game losing streak. Oak Hill entering the game on a 3-game winning streak. But as you mentioned, Eric, I think this lead is because of the Beckley defense. There's a shot outside, doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. We got a whistle and a foul, and it'll be a Beckley foul.
And I think they're going to whistle that on Carson Gunther. Got a little too aggressive, trying to get that rebound.
So it'll be Oak Hill's ball. They'll inbound up under their own basket. Putting the ball in play will be Jordan Harris for the Lady Red Devils. Here's a deep three. It is no good off the front of the rim. Gunther had it for a minute. The ball's loose. Tie up. Arrow will keep it with Oak Hill.
And right now it seems out of that timeout, Maris, it seems like Oak Hill's getting a little more lively because 2 50-50 balls they've been able to get their hands on, and then Beckley was really controlling that early in this quarter.
Natalie Craddock will check into Oak Hill's lineup, a true freshman. Well, I guess they're all true freshmen, but maybe not these days as there's a loose ball and Mack comes out of there with it. Over to Walker. Walker turns it over. Ball's loose and we got a whistle. Maddie, now play's getting a little sloppy, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the girls are starting to get ahead of themselves a little bit too much.
And I think Shallow Mack picked that one up, guys, and that will be her first and team's third. So.
And Mack will come out of the game. Alana Ellis back in. So, Maddie, you look out on the floor, Beckley, there's a lot of youth out there. Leilani Mann's the only senior on the floor right now for Beckley.
Yeah, I think this year we've had a lot of younger girls come in. Even girls that are maybe older, like juniors and seniors that have never played basketball before.
That shot is no good as Sarah Hopkins checks back in. Gray put up the shot. They battled for the loose ball, and Beckley comes out of there with it. Beckley has scored the first 11 of this game, and they hold this 10-point advantage right now. They get the ball into Ellis. Ball knocked free, and here come the Lady Red Devils with it. On the attack, right of the lane, the shot's blocked by Gunner. Nice job.
Yeah, Gunner may have got away with
a
double
dribble
right there.
Well, that was 3 turnovers. She double dribbled, actually 2 turnovers. They didn't catch the double dribble, but then I think she kind of lost presence of where she was on the floor, Maddie, and threw the ball back across the midcourt stripe.
I think so too. And I think she probably needs to look up the floor more rather than just looking to give it away.
So on the turnover, here's the Red Devils. There's a drive into the lane. Smith, a little short shot. It won't go. And we got a whistle, and we are going to have a Beckley foul on the rebound.
Yeah, I think they're going to get it on the back right there on Mans, maybe.
Mans or Josie Cross.
Leilani
It is
Mans. Yes.
It's a nice block by Gunner. Ball's loose.
And that's 2 blocks
out of
by
bounds,
Gunner.
and it'll stay with the Red Devils. But that was a nice defensive play.
Yeah, and then right here is what you can't do with this early substitution. If you're Beckley, they haven't scored in the last 2 minutes, so you don't want to let Oak Hill eat into this lead with Somalia Nelson and Josie Cross, on the bench getting a breather.
Beckley's biggest lead has been 13. The lead's 10 now, coming up on the final minute of quarter number 1. This is Compton with it. Now over to Smith. And Ellis had it hand on the ball for a minute. Good defense. Tough shot, and Ellis with great defense, and Sarah Hopkins comes out of there with it.
Ellis did a good job of staying, vertical, and not reaching.
And Gunner drains up 3 ball. It's raining threes tonight, huh, Maddie?
It is. I think definitely Carson, being so young as she is, she's been doing good shooting lately.
And there's a foul, and getting to the line will be Gray. Gray's the team's leading scorer for the Lady Red Devils at 15 a game, but thus far in this first quarter, Eric and Maddie, she's pretty much been held in check.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a big foul right here. I think that one's going to be whistled on Addison Walker, and that will be her second. They haven't put it up on the board, but that's the second and the team's 5th.
So Gray will shoot a pair. First one's no good. And Josie Cross will check in for Walker. Josie Cross, what a game she's had on both ends of the floor. She's knocked down 3 balls and played really well, on the defensive end of the floor. Second free throw is good. Gray makes 1 of 2. Coming up on the final 30 seconds of quarter number 1. And Beckley turns it over. Gray in the open floor. Tacks the basket, puts it up and in. It goes, and she's fouled as Josie Cross will commit the foul. And my papers flew by. The girls were flying so fast down the floor. Maddie's watched this replay. Nice job with the left hand off the window, the hoop and the arm.
Yeah, and that's a big bucket right there by Tasia Gray as she's starting to really get it going. She's been the only offense in this first quarter. You can see why she's the team's leading scorer.
And she'll try to polish off a 3-point play, and she does. So perhaps last shot time for Beckley at the end of the quarter, coming up on 15 seconds remaining in it. Sarah Hopkins on the drive, little baseline shot, won't go, battle for the rebound. Beckley's got it, and there's a foul, and Alana Ellis, I think, will get to the line, and she did a great job getting that offensive rebound, and we'll see the replay there, Eric and Maddie. Good job by Ellis and going straight up to draw the foul.
Yeah, and I hate to keep beating the dead horse, so to speak, but I'm telling you, Ellis is really, really active on the glass, and she's really improved, and she just, as she drains that free throw.
Well, she'd been hurt most of last year. Of course, you were a teammate, Maddie. When you were a senior, she was a freshman, and she really didn't get much time because of her injuries.
That's right. I remember last year where she was so hurt a lot, she was always sitting on the sideline. But I'm glad this year, I'm glad to see her playing more and to be improving the way that she is.
And that will be the end of the first quarter. The Red Devils don't get a shot off. So at the end of 1, a great quarter for Beckley as they lead 21-10. We'll be back for the second quarter right after this on Video Productions.
Football season is starting and the all-star lineup of new Kias are here at Friendship Kia of Beckley. We have the playbook to help you score the big win on your new Kia purchase. We make sure you get the best price with almost all of our new cars priced at invoice. And don't forget, we have one of the largest selections of inventory to help find you that perfect ride. We have a roster full of non-commissioned sales staff and an any reason 7-day exchange program. So get off the bench and get a new Kia from your friends at Friendship Kia of Beckley.
We're dealing!
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
And we welcome you back to Beckley. The second quarter is brought to you by Infinity Co. Infinity Co., if you're looking for a job, you can apply online through the Facebook page at United Coal Company. You can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located Independence Road in Sophia if you don't go online. We're ready to start the second quarter. Beckley leading 21-10. And Eric and Maddie, I would think, and I don't know this for sure, but I would almost bet on it, that was Beckley's best quarter, a 21-point quarter this season.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we've definitely had more crashing the boards and better rebounding than we have in the past.
And one of the things, Eric and Maddie, I think too, by Josie Cross, I thought set the tone on both ends of the floor, but especially when she knocked down the first 2 threes. There's a little scoop shot that doesn't go for Gray, and Beckley comes out of there with the rebound. Here's Josie Cross. One thing I've got to, Maddie, when the referee stands right in front of us, you can watch the monitor as Somalia Nelson able to score, and now this equals the largest lead of the game at 13.
And just great ball movement right now. The offense, as Maddie stated, it looks a lot more crisp. Look like they're confident in their convictions and what they're doing.
A lot of times, Maddie, you'll see that in more games you do, that the officials will stand right in your way. So I've got to train you to look at the monitor. But that's okay. But don't feel bad. Bill O'Brien, this past week, after over 50 years of broadcasting, I could never get him to look at the monitor. He was up bobbing and weaving, and I said, Bill, all you got to do is, in fact, we had 2 monitors last week during the New River tournament. So that's all right, your first game. So if he's standing right in our way, the official, we can watch the monitor.
Sounds good. Gotcha.
Right now, Coach Neighbors is really subbing freely.
15-footer by Josie Cross. She was too close. You know, Maddie, she had made those 3 balls. I think she was too close that time.
I think so. She's got to warm up her mid-rangers.
That shot, it will graze the front of the rim, put up by Smith, and there will be a Beckley foul.
It's going to be
They'll
on
call
Josie.
it on Josie Cross, I believe.
And that'll be her second, team's first of the second quarter. And that's one thing we can't, Beckley can't afford to get Josie in foul trouble. She has to really, be a catalyst and be on the court, at all times for Beckley.
Smith at the line to shoot 2. The first one doesn't go. Smith entered the game averaging 10 a game. She's the second leading scorer. And the Red Devils will dip into their bench. And Jada Wilburn, who started the game, will now check back into the ball game. So Smith misses the first one. Here's the back end of the 2-shot opportunity. Second free throw on its way. Looks good and is. So she makes 1 of 2. And Beckley on the attack now.
Great on-ball defense right there by
and they forced a turnover.
Casey Compton.
Yeah, you're right, Eric. Right on cue. As soon as you said that, they forced Sarah Hopkins into the traffic, and she turns it over. Smith with an off-balance shot. It doesn't get the roll. And Ellis goes up strong with the rebound.
And that's how you rebound right there. You gotta want it more than the opponent.
Nice ball movement. Around the horn they go. Max open. Will dial it up from 3. Little strong. Alana Ellis with the rebound. Nice put back. It won't go. Beckley doing a good job on the boards, and that time it will go by Nelson on a putback.
And just great board work right there by, you have to commend Alana Ellis right there, because she kept that possession alive, and although she didn't score, she gave her teammate a chance to get a putback.
And, Maddie, that's what you touched on about Beckley hitting the offensive glass. And as Eric said, even though Ellis didn't score, she kept it alive for Somalia Nelson to clean it up.
Yeah, they did a really good job at not giving up the possession and helping another teammate finish the play.
So here is Nelson, Somalia Nelson, at the free throw line trying to polish off the three-point play, which she does.
And she's improved at the free throw line as the season's gone on, because she knocked down a bunch of big free throws against Huntington.
This is the biggest lead of the game right here for Beckley. Oak Hill gets the ball inside. There's Smith on the drive into the lane, and Hazelwood comes out of there with the rebound. Nelson runs the floor, tacks the basket, short shot won't go, and it's knocked out of bounds over to Beckley. And one thing, Maddie, of course, you playing last year, Somalia Nelson, didn't play last year. She played 2 years ago.
Right. I'm glad to see that she's back playing, because I think she has a real talent for basketball. She's obviously very athletic, and I think if she just continues to practice the way she has been, she can be really good.
Yeah, and great observation on that, because you hate that she didn't play last year, but she's really, really, really athletic, of course. But I think she has a big upside in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That was a nice drive by Gray for Oak Hill. She couldn't finish, and even 5 minutes for the half. Beckley enjoying their largest lead of the game right here at 15. That is, if my math is correct. And, Maddie, you can math check me. I believe my math is correct. It's a 15-point lead.
You are correct.
All right. Well, nice play by Gray behind the back after the steal, puts up the shot, and it won't go.
And a good job by Hazelwood right there, not getting a foul off a turnover. You get those frustration fouls off of turnovers.
Beckley working it around. They dip the ball in the low post to Nelson, but Ellis ends up with it, and she tight-roped, or did she? Apparently not. I was going to say she tight-roped the baseline, Maddie, but I spoke too soon. Beckley turns it over.
Yeah, you definitely got to be careful playing around those baselines.
So Beckley now going to extend the pressure here.
And Leilani Mann's just checked in for Ellis, give her a little breather.
So, Maddie, with this press, Beckley, what are they going to try to do? Try to take the ball out of the guard's hand? Is that what that is set up to do?
It looks like they're trying to trap the guard and hopefully to get a interception if they try to pass it.
There's a three, a putback, actually a couple putbacks, and a nice block by Mans. Walker the other way, and they battle for it, and it'll be a held ball. It'll stay with Beckley.
Yeah, and right there, it was terrible spacing by Beckley. You know, when you run the break right there, the guard needs to fan out just a little more. Too close to make that pass. It's either get that shot up and give your teammates a chance to rebound.
Here's Nelson. Around the horn they go. Walker on the drive into the lane. A little floater is short. And Oak Hill comes out of there with it. You know, Oak Hill's only scored 1 point this quarter. We played over 4 minutes here in the second quarter, and that's how good Beckley's defense has been. No field goals.
Well, it's kind of a carbon copy of the first quarter.
Yeah. There's a drive into the lane. The ball is stripped. Beckley with numbers. Josie Cross with the finish. You can't, but you'll draw the foul. That's a smart play by Josie Cross, Maddie. As Eric said on the previous play, the spacing in that time, Josie Cross had a steam. Might as well, as we watch the replay, there's no need to pass it with other defenders in the way. Just take it all the way to the basket.
Yeah, and get to that free throw line where she has really, really been consistent at the line.
So Josie Cross will shoot a pair. And it's short. You know, Maddie, the way she hit them threes, maybe that'll move the foul line back to the three-point line.
Maybe.
Maybe she needs to shoot her foul shots from the three-point line.
Well, she hits this one, she can get into double figures.
And she does.
And that's her 10th point of the first half.
Biggest lead of the game is here. Of course, way ahead of your time, Maddie, Wilt Chamberlain. I'm sure you know the name. But Wilt Chamberlain, he could never make free throws, and he used to back up from the line. He was a terrible free throw shooter. One time he scored 100 points in a game, though. But he was a terrible free throw shooter, and he would even back up 3 or 4 feet off the line. That didn't help him either. So you'd think you'd try to get closer if you couldn't shoot him, right? You'd think so. There's a nice ball screen by the Lady Red Devils. Here's a three, and that's a little strong. And that three that time was put up by Wilburn. And here comes Beckley with it. 3-minute mark in the first half. They get the ball in the post, and it's stolen away by Oak Hill. Red Devils with numbers. Ahead of the field, easy layup is no good. They had a wide-open layup that time for Williams, and she couldn't finish, and now Beckley throws it away.
Now, see, this is what will get under Coach Neighbors' skin. If you're the point guard and Leilani Mans is running the floor well, you don't throw it to Leilani Mans out ahead of you right there, because it's either going to induce her to walk with it, or, I mean, that's a poor decision by the point guard right there.
30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. And, Eric, I got to brag on you a little bit. I found out something this week that I didn't know. And I found out that you are the all-time leading scorer of any level of basketball in Raleigh County. And I found that out this week, and I know that you didn't know that I knew that, and I wanted to bring it on this broadcast. And really, I think that's an amazing feat, because you played back when there was no three-point line, and you played against some of the toughest players in your era. And the thing about it, I know that you would trade all those points for a shot to play in the state tournament.
Yep.
But that's the only thing probably missing in your career, that you didn't play in the state tournament.
Yeah, back then we had a bunch of good teams in my section. I mean, my sophomore year, Maris, we lost to a Midland Trail team that had this player in the sectional championship. His name was Gandhi Jordan.
He went on to Oak Hill Academy, correct?
The
and
next
he played
year,
at Pitt.
he started point guard for the Pitt Panthers.
Yeah.
So, and Bruce Martin
played at Clemson.
Right. I always say every level of errors, a lot of people go, well, this team or that team. I played against a bunch of good players.
Now, Maddie, I got a story I'm going to tell you about, Eric, and it's funny, and I'm going to tell you that story here in a minute. And this is one that we'll always share between us three and all of our viewers tonight, is that three is no good by Oak Hill. And they tie it up. Well, Maddie, last year we did a game at Independence, and that's where Eric went to high school. In that same place, obviously, where your mom went to school. Mm-hmm. So Eric, at the end of the game, he went and he sat down at the end of the bench, and I asked him what he's doing. He said, well, this is where my brother Gordon always sit, so I want to see what the view was like for him because I played all the time. Now, you got to find that funny. Now, Gordon, his brother didn't find that too funny.
I'm sure he didn't find that funny.
Just a little comic relief there, Maddie.
Now, Maddie, right here to us. See, Maddie, sometimes you're literally in the game. Even though you're not playing anymore, you're literally in the game.
Sometimes I just pass it to you.
There you go.
Well, see, right now, this last 2 minutes of the game has been really sloppily played by Beckley. They need to get back to, how
Sarah
they played.
Hopkins, with the little roller doesn't go, held ball. And Maddie, I got to tell you a story. So I stopped by Eric's father-in-law today, and we were discussing this same story, what we were just talking about. And Eric said, you know what Eric's father-in-law told me today? He said, you know why Eric was so good? I said, why is that, Joe? He said, because when Eric played, they played with 2 basketballs. I said, what do you mean? He said, one for Eric, one for everybody else. Because he said, once you threw the ball to Eric, you were never getting it back. And I said, well, if you could score the way Eric could and did, then you don't need to throw it back.
That's true.
And there's a Beckley foul.
And that's the correct call right there.
Right.
A lot of people don't think that's a foul, but you cannot come across the dribbler's body like that without making contact and fouling him, especially with the inside hand.
So it'll be side out for Beckley. And we've kind of bogged down, but one thing, Maddie, Beckley defense has been good. Like I said, Oak Hill doesn't even have a field goal in this quarter, only 1 point here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think we've definitely been good at defending on the outside. I think we've been good at keeping our hands up in the shots. I think we just need to do better at rebounding and boxing out.
But it's been a real grind, a real struggle as we've played. When you're going back to the end of the first quarter and now what we played in the second quarter, it's coming up on about 7 minutes since the last time Oak Hill scored a field goal. And there's an open look, and that's too strong. That shot put up by Wilburn back the other way. Josie Cross on the move off the glass. Doesn't go. Nelson had it for a minute, and Oak Hill runs it down. And there's a steal by Walker. And Walker then turns around and throws it away.
Good. Tried to make the correct pass, but just a little bounce pass right there would have been an easy layup.
Josie Cross with the steal. Goes in, puts up the shot a little strong. There's Nelson with the putback. It won't go.
Both teams having trouble getting it in the hoop now.
But the one thing, like I said, Oak Hill does not have a field goal. We're coming up on 1 minute remaining here in the half, and that breaks a long drought, and that's a 2. Her foot was on the line for Smith, and that will be the first field goal of this second quarter by the Lady Red Devils. We're under a minute for the half. Get the ball inside the Mans, and there's a foul, and that will only be the 4th team foul, so Beckley will have to inbound.
Yeah, and Carolyn Smith has all 3 points of the quarter for the Oak Hill Red Devils.
So here's what I'm going to ask you about, Maddie. I noticed this on Saturday. When Beckley inbounds under the baseline, their players are like way up behind the three-point line. A half hook by Mans doesn't go. So what do you think? Is that a play that Beckley had back when you were playing?
Yeah, that's something similar to what we had. To me, it looked like a stack that we would usually do maybe closer to the basket. But
Right.
I think maybe this year, because we have so many new shooters, that they're starting to back it up to give more room to spread out to work.
Good job by Leilani Mans. She'll draw the foul and get to the line.
Yeah, and that one foul was whistled on Allie Williams for Oak Hill, and that will be her second. Or third, excuse me.
Man shoots a pair. First one is good. And Beckley's going to make some wholesale changes. Hazelwood, Mack, and Gunner into the lineup as Mans gets ready to shoot her second free throw. She got them both. And that's an area where she's really improved. We talked about that, Eric, at the free throw line.
And as a team tonight, Beckley's shooting it really well.
Final 30 seconds of the half. 3 ball for Smith straight away. It's the front of the rim, no good. Long rebound, Smith back to Smith.
Good steal by Gunter right there.
Here's Hazelwood with it, yep. Hazelwood will dial it up from 3 and hit. Ring the bell from downtown, right down the chute. And Beckley with this largest lead of the game. Final 5 seconds of the half. Here's Gray. Count if it goes, it goes. The bank's open, 24-hour banking as Gray able to hit the bank shot to end the half. But what a big half it was. for the Lady Flying Eagles of Beckley. At the break, it's Beckley 32, Oak Hill 15. We'll come back, recap the first half, give you team and individual totals, and we'll do it next here on Video Productions.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
The main goal of our firm is to provide the best client experience possible.
I want my clients to believe that they've experienced fairness. Then finally, I want them to know that they got a friend. I'm not in the business of running off business, but I'm in the business of being honest.
At the end of the day and at the end of the case, I want the client to know that they didn't leave anything on the table, to feel without doubt that they made the right decision to hire this firm.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
And we welcome you back to the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show with Eric Thomas, Maddie Belcher. I'm Maris Lowry. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, and Chase Bowman on camera. Beckley in front, 32-15. Part of tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by your Edward Jones, your financial advisors. You can dial up Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. Also, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with delicious food anytime, morning, noon, or night. Cracker Barrel, the old country store. Well, Beckley scored the first 11 points of the ball game, and they haven't looked back. They took the lead out to 16-3. They led 21-10 at the end of the quarter. They opened up the lead into the second quarter at 27-11, and they lead right now 32-15 here at the break. We're going to take our first Massey Power Sports halftime break. When we come back, Eric will go inside the numbers. We'll also get a first half analysis from Maddie Belcher, and we'll do all that when we come back as you're watching live streaming coverage of girls high school basketball here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that.
Done. It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance. We've got your back office.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School with Eric Thomas and Maddie Belcher. I'm Maris Lowry at the break. Beckley leads 32-15. We're going to go inside the numbers of the first half. Inside the numbers are brought to you by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal offers no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. Infinity and United Coal. Also, the game brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Coming up on Saturday, February the 10th, it'll be Sweetheart Futuristic Bowling. Take your sweetheart out. That'll be like a Thanksgiving. It'll be like a Valentine's treat. The cost is only $17 a person, $32 a couple. You can dial Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Eric, I got my holidays mixed up. That band playing so loud, I said Thanksgiving instead of Valentine's Day. But you have all the numbers of the first half.
Well, even on Valentine's Day, you're giving thanks to your sweetheart.
There you go.
So it's Thanksgiving as well.
To your sweet tea, right?
That's right. That's right. And as you stated, the halftime score, Maris, is 32-15. Beckley was able to outscore Oak Hill 21-10 in the first quarter and 11-5 in the second. Oak Hill's being led by their leading scorer, Tasia Gray. She has 9 points. Carolyn Smith has 3. And the only other person to get in the scoring column was Jada Wilburn for Oak Hill. She had a 3 in the first quarter, so that rounds out their 15 points. Beckley, on the other hand, a few players got into the scoring column, led by Josie Cross. She has 10 points, and she was able to knock 3 3-pointers down in the first quarter, and she's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Alana Ellis has 5 points for Beckley, as she had 1, 2, and was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Somalia Nelson has 7 points. Carson Gunther knocked the long ball down. She has 3. Leilani Mans, 2 of 2 from the free throw line with 2 points. And Shiloh Mack was able to hit a bank shot, a runner, in the first quarter. And rounding out the scoring is Athena Hazelwood with 3.
So Beckley leads 32-15. Maddie, I want you to chime in here. Of course, Beckley got off to a great start, scoring the first 11 points of the game. Josie Cross, I think, set the tone when she knocked down those first 2 threes.
I think she did. She showed real leadership for the team tonight, and how, she and how the whole team wanted the game to go tonight. And I think besides, obviously the sloppy plays and some of the turnovers, I think the defense has been a real improvement from the last couple of games that they've played.
Well, no question. After Oak Hill got 10 points in the first quarter, they only scored 5 in the second quarter, and Beckley's held the team to 15. I'm sure that's a season low for the Beckley defense to hold an opponent in the first half.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job at stopping the ball, not allowing, outside shots. I think we just need to do better at stopping the ball from getting to the basket and, really just getting all the rebounds and getting scrappy.
So we're going to take one final break, come back, and get you ready for the second half. Beckley in front 32-15. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford. Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at MidstateFordWV.com.
At Access Health, we believe there's a difference between care and caring. We know you by name, and our 26 locations keep you healthy so that you can do the things that truly matter.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Hey, grab me one too.
And we're ready to start the second half. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions with Eric Thomas, Maddie Belcher. I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Chase Bowman on camera. And here is the Red Devils. They'll get first crack at it here in the second half. And on the first possession, Maddie and Eric, the Red Devils turn it over.
Yeah, turn it over. And the first 3 or 4 minutes of the first 2 quarters have been disasters for Oak Hill. And Beckley needs to really try to keep that trend going.
So here's Beckley's first possession of the second half. Sarah Hopkins will dial it up from the corner and hit right down the chute. A 3-ball by Sarah Hopkins, and Beckley with this largest lead of the game right here.
And just good to see Sarah Hopkins get something to fall positive for. Got away with a travel right there.
Yeah, Gray on the scoop shot doesn't go. And, you know, we were discussing it earlier. As Josie Cross will dial up a 3 and hit. Josie Cross will rain the 3-ball and ring the bell from downtown. So Beckley starts the second half the way they started the first half as they get back-to-back threes.
Yeah, both those shots looked really good. Neither of them looked rushed at all.
Here's a 3-ball for Oak Hill. That won't go, but there's the putback will go. Good job at that time. Sneaking in there was Harris for the putback. Jordan Harris for the Lady Red Devils.
And Maddie is spot on. And half of shooting right is having confidence in your shot. And both of those shots, the threes that have been taken, look good when it left their hands.
And like you said, Sarah Hopkins, I think she needs that. We know that Sarah Hopkins can dial it up from distance. She has struggled a little bit from the floor as Josie Cross posts up and shoots and knocks it down. But you always want to have Sarah Hopkins to have the green light because we know the range that she has. Mm-hmm. Smith puts it on the deck, tacks the rim off the glass. It won't go. Nelson will clear the rebound, and Beckley will throw it away. And, you know, that's got to drive, I'm sure, Coach Neighbors crazy, right, Maddie? So we watch Josie Cross the last basket. But you get the stop, you get the rebound. Coach Neighbors got to be going crazy. Then you throw the ball away.
Yeah. It's definitely, I know something that he always tells us is to go to the ball. You know, you can't wait for the ball to come to you. You have to go grab it.
Great observation, Maddie. I was going to say that. A lot of people think that was on the pass. The receiver didn't help the pass at all.
As Walker comes up with a big steal. And now the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Beckley. And actually, when that ball was being tipped around, I really couldn't tell who was going to be out of because it hit the hands of both
It hit both
teams.
of them, and
right,
I think the last one, it was like a hot potato.
Yeah.
The last one to have it knocked it out.
Josie Cross will dial it up for 3. That's a little short, but Alana Ellis got the rebound, and she's tied up, but the arrow will keep it with Beckley.
I tell you what, when Alana Ellis gets her hands on that basketball, it's tough to get it from her. She's really rebounding strong.
And we talked about after this game tonight, Beckley will perhaps play their toughest stretch of games. They got to go to their arch rival Greenbrier East on Friday, and they got to go to Princeton. They got to go to Pikeview. they've got 6 straight road games after tonight. As Walker on the drive, a little floater off the glass is up and in.
Good decision by Walker on the dribble drive to get it up off the glass.
Yeah, Walker on the finish, but Maddie, no question, playing on the road, Beckley's going to need to have the kind of defensive effort on the road as they've had here tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to, concentrate more on their defense and their plays because it's difficult to not be in your home gym.
So that shot was put up, and the ball will stay with Oak Hill. And perhaps Beckley's biggest rival is next up at Greenbrier East.
Yeah.
And it's always a big game, but especially when the Flying Eagles have to go on the road up to Greenbrier East.
Yeah, it can be really intimidating. One, not playing in your own gym, but also having such a big atmosphere around you. The girls are definitely going to have to lock in.
Gray's shot was partially blocked. There's a shot just inside the 3 line. It doesn't go. Nice save that time for Smith. And we've got a foul on the play. Smith had a great effort to try to keep the ball alive as we watch the replay there, Maddie. But the foul will go against the Red Devils. Our next game, Eric and I will be at the Raleigh County Convention Center. There's a foul by Gray on Thursday night. Eric, you and I will have the boys game, Beckley and Princeton. Beckley boys team playing on the road tonight at Capital.
Yeah, and Beckley boys, kind of in a little bit of a slump as well as that is the 3rd team foul of the quarter for Oak Hill.
Yeah, Capital, their gym had flooded out, and they won their first, after now that it's been fixed, they won their first game the other night. They rallied as there's Alana Ellis inside, misses the short shot, and they beat South Charleston on a last-second shot the other night for Capital to get their first win in their refurbished, gym down there at Capital High.
Yeah, and that's always been a tough place to go play for Beckley down at Capital.
The ball, trying to throw the ball back out. It's intercepted. Going in for the short shot is good. That shot was put up by Wilburn. That was a nice play by Wilburn. Got the steal, went coast to coast for Oak Hill to lay it up and in.
Yeah, good looking play and a good job of not fouling right there and giving the and one.
Well, especially when you got the kind of lead and Coach Neighbors wants a timeout. Maddie, I don't think he was too happy with that. And we'll see if it's a 30 or a full. It's a full, so we'll take it with them. So when we come back, we're going to let you tell us what Coach Neighbors is telling the troops. And we'll do that when we come back here on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
West Virginia Orthotic and Prosthetic Center provides orthotic and prosthetic devices, promoting the highest level of personal and professional patient care. West Virginia O&P has a state-of-the-art fabrication facility where devices are produced, customized, and fitted in-house by our fully certified staff. We are honored to have the opportunity to work with our veteran population, providing them with the highest level of care and support. We are conveniently located in Beckley, just off I-64 at the Brookshire Lane Medical Park. Please call for a free evaluation or contact us online.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
Out of that Beckley timeout, and the one that would probably know, not probably, the one that does know more than anyone that's sitting at this table, Maddie Belcher, because Maddie, you've been in many huddles. So what do you think Coach Neighbors said to the Lady Flying Eagles, the troops, during that timeout?
I think he was definitely giving some pointers about our transition defense. On that last possession, we only had a couple girls going down the floor to stop the ball, and then definitely working on our passes up here.
Yeah, as Beckley was tied up right there on the play, I think that was Jordan Harris for Oak Hill that tied up Somalia Nelson on that play.
It'll stay with Beckley. Coming up on the halfway point of quarter number 3. Around the horn they go to get the ball inside to Nelson. And Sarah Hopkins, even though we obviously the girls out there playing, Maddie, we always say man-to-man and even use the term a two-man game, even though we know it's women that are playing the game, it's still used in those terms.
Right.
As Walker dials up a shot off the glass, a little too strong. Nelson with the offensive rebound, puts it up in traffic. It won't go. But Beckley doing a good job to keep it alive. Sarah Hopkins with the shot, and it won't go. So Beckley had 3 really good opportunities there, and we're not able to put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, 3 good looks and just not able to get anything to fall.
Beckley's defense been outstanding tonight. Into the lane, little short shot, won't go. Alana Ellis comes up with a rebound. And, I know we don't keep rebounds, but I'd have to bet Alana Ellis is double figures in rebounds.
Yeah, definitely as a wholesale substitution again. As we get Shiloh Mack in, Carson Gunther, and Leilani Mans checks in for the Beckley Flying Eagles.
Well, as we mentioned, Beckley 3 games under 500. They were 3-6, losers of 4 in a row entering this game. The Red Devils came in 5-4 and winners of 3 in a row. Unless there's a drastic change, Beckley's going to break the losing streak, and Oak Hill's going to have their winning streak broke as Leilani Mans with a second shot, and that one's too strong. And back the other way come the Lady Red Devils. Here's Wilburn with it. Drive into the lane, little scoop shot won't go. Mans comes out of there with it.
Josie Cross got her 3rd block of the night.
And now Josie Cross on the offensive end, a little kiss off the glass and extends the Beckley lead. That's a real nice shot. Maddie, right angle, like I said, a little kiss, little soft touch off the glass.
That was good play by Josie. She did really well on defense down here and then finished it off by getting a good, easy 2.
Yeah, and Josie was able to get her 17th point as she comes up with maybe a steal as a jump ball, and that'll keep it here with Oak Hill.
So the Lady Red Devils will inbound the ball underneath their own basket as Hazelwood will check into the Beckley scheme of things, and Walker will have a seat. Try to get the ball inside, which they do. Good Beckley interior defense. Mans gets a block, and they'll call a foul.
Yeah, Mans right there. Going to foul Craddock. And Craddock's going to get to the free throw line. Yeah, maybe just swatted at it a little too much instead of staying vertical.
So Natalie Craddock, a freshman at the free throw line to shoot 2 for the Lady Red Devils.
So Maris, I have a little story about this young lady. I played AAU basketball with her father, Artie Craddock, who was on the state championship team
in 1989.
In 1989.
In fact, we were talking about
Yes.
that with the Oak Hill coaches earlier before you got here. And she missed them both.
She missed them both.
Yep.
Shot free throws like her dad right there, too. No, I'm just joking.
Josie Cross, that a little too hard. She got her own rebound. It's blocked. Head of the pack is Gray. And Gray will lay it up and in. That's a good job, Mac, not to foul her, Maddie, and just let her go.
She had good hustle, too.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Of course, you have to know the situation. You have a big lead. You don't want to give up uncontested layup, but in that situation, there's no need to foul. That's an offensive foul, illegal screen on Mans.
And Beckley, to me, the first 3 quarters have not been able to really close out the quarter on a good note, not really playing their best basketball.
But you look, though, and like I said, Maddie had touched on it, too, the defense that Beckley's played. Oak Hill had 10 points in that first quarter. Gray will dial it up from 3 and hit. And they only have, after that 3, they only have 24 now after scoring 10 in the first quarter. So since the end of the first quarter, they've only scored 14 points.
And I'll give you another stat. Tasia Gray has 14 of the 24.
Yeah, she's the team's leading scorer. The ball's knocked out of bounds. But right now, what do you think, Maddie? I know coaches are never happy, but I think for the biggest part, Coach Neighbors has to be happy the way the Lady Flying Eagles have played on the defensive end of the floor.
I'll tell you what he wasn't happy about right there, excuse me, Maddie, is he felt that was a foul.
Yeah, I saw that.
And the way he threw the ball back to the ref, I was looking for
Mm-hmm.
A little tea.
So let me ask you, Maddie, is there any player nerve enough to say, Coach, maybe you ought to just tone it down a little bit? Nobody got that kind of nerve, do they?
Maybe not since my freshman year, freshman or sophomore year.
And that'll be a double dribble on Hazelwood. Of course, you know, Eric and I have known the coaching staff forever and ever. In fact, Maddie, I don't know if you know, me and Gene Neighbors and Randy Moss went to the Nike camp together, and me, Gene Neighbors, Randy Moss, Kevin Garnett, we all lived together there for a week.
Really?
So I don't know if you knew that was way before you were born. That was in the mid-'90s. So another nugget you may or may not have known.
I did not.
Here's Josie Cross, and a nice finish as she goes left of the lane to score.
Josie with 19 on the evening.
Another story I can tell you about Gene Neighbors, you know, he scored 36 against Oak Hill Academy his junior year. And he went to play at LSU as Oak Hill turns it over. Then he transferred and played at Robert Morris in Pittsburgh. And they were playing WVU in Morgantown. And Gene Neighbors hit a three, which thought was the game-winning three, and they reviewed it and said he got it off late and put the game in overtime, and West Virginia ended up beating Robert Morris. But Gene Neighbors, Beckley's assistant, he hit a three that thought Robert Morris had upset West Virginia in the Coliseum.
Oh.
Here's Mack, her foot's on the line, and she'll get the two for that as she knocks it down. Beckley's doubled them up, biggest lead of the night right here. Final 10 seconds of the third. Mans with the steal. Mack, will she beat the clock? She gets the shot off. Gunner put it back, and it should count, and it does. An exclamation point to the end of the third quarter. After a three, it's Beckley 50, Oak Hill 24. Back with the fourth quarter right after this on Video Productions.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett, owner of Window World of Beckley. At Window World, we are proud to deliver exterior solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and guaranteed for life. We do things the right way. Honest pricing, no gimmicks, and thousands of satisfied customers. Call Window World of Beckley today at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW and have your new windows, siding, and doors before winter. Window World of Beckley, family owned,
nationally known.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Edward Jones Financial Advisors. You can call Heather Cantley at 304-254-9995. Also tonight's game brought to you in part by Modley's. You never know when you need a plumber, so what you need to know is this number, 304-253-HELP. And Modley's will be right there for you. And Eric, I know you had Modley's at your house this week.
Yeah, they bailed me out.
Literally, right?
Yes.
All right, hey, Maddie, you were saying in the commercial break you want to give a big thumbs up to Carson Gunther, the way she hustled for that putback just ahead of the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, that was really important for her to, be there to clean up Shiloh's miss. And I was really hoping she'd make that, but it was good for Carson to be there to finish it.
Help out your teammate.
So here's Beckley with the first possession of the fourth quarter. They go inside to Nelson. Turn around, short shot doesn't go, but she'll draw the foul. And Somalia Nelson will step up to the free throw line, and she'll shoot two. We watched the Chick-fil-A there instant replay. Good job by Somalia Nelson.
Yes, a good strong move, power dribble. Got it up off the glass, not able to get the fall. We'll see if she can knock down two.
You know what was neat, Maddie, and of course Eric will know this because we did the game on December 27th. It was an afternoon game. And you may have been here. I'm not sure if you were. But anyway, that was Somalia Nelson's 18th birthday. So she celebrated her birthday with a big game, a big win that day. And it was nice. Her teammates, come out. And just a really – and she had a really good game that day on her birthday as Josie Cross gets the steal. I don't know if you were here that day.
I wasn't, but I think I watched it.
And the putback is no good by Nelson. Loose ball, and it pops out of there, and Beckley has it. And Walker it'll be a blocking foul.
Oh, and Walker hit her head pretty hard.
There's the replay.
Yeah, good job by Nelson getting down. And like you said, it looked like a scrum and the ball just popped up.
Well, Maddie, we appreciate it since you weren't here that day, you actually watched it. Now you're actually a part of the team now. You're an official member of the video productions team. As Nelson gets the pass and scores inside.
That'll get Nelson into double figures for Beckley with 10. Gray did a great job.
Splitting the defenders. You're right. Smith looked like she got fouled. No whistle. She puts up the shot.
A lot of contact right there by Smith on the drive.
Josie Cross has the ball knocked free. Gray with it. Nice play by Gray again behind the back.
Good-looking player, Gray. Smith for three.
For three, it's going to be a little short. I could tell when she shot it, it was going to be short. They battle for the rebound. The putback too strong. Another crack at it, doesn't go, and Ellis comes out of there with it.
Nice outlet pass.
Josie Cross on the drive, got hit in the face, lays it up and in.
Wow.
She got hit right in the chops on that one.
No harm, no foul, I guess.
It's like playground. If you're not bleeding, it's no foul. Matt, that's how Eric and I grew up. We played on the playgrounds with chain nets. If you're not bleeding, ain't no foul.
Yeah, 21 points on the evening for Josie Cross, as she's had a solid floor game tonight.
Here's Gray for three, a little strong, and Nelson will clear the rebound.
It looks like they have a chance to run.
Pass down low to Lalana Ellis.
Good inside pass.
Yep, and they turn it over.
I think she'd have been better off shooting that one. The spacing again, one player could defend two. But Alana Ellis has not made many bad decisions here of late.
Gray shoots an air ball, but Smith runs it down in the near corner. Here's a shot from the foul line. That's short. That shot that time was no good, and that was put up by Harris. And back the other way is Beckley Josie Cross. Little fadeaway on the baseline, leaves it a little short. Harris with a strong move to the basket. Good block by Josie Cross.
Numbers right here. Give it to Nelson, let her run.
And doing just that, splits the defenders, lay it up. She did everything but make the basket. And, as you see, assistant coach Gene Neighbors up applauding that. As Eric said, let them run. She did everything, Maddie, but actually
finish.
Put the ball in the hoop.
Mm-hmm. But I know why they're sharing the ball.
Right. The play was good, just not the final result.
Yeah. I think they definitely applied, like he said, sharing the ball, but also the hustle down the floor. Both girls did a great job at that.
And that's the one thing, and Maddie, I'm sure you can attest to this. If you don't hustle, you don't play on this team.
That is true.
And that's the way pretty much I think it is maybe with all teams. Once again, the bank's open, 24-hour banking. Gray knocks it down straight away.
Well, I can't speak enough about Tasia Gray, even with the score. She's
really good player.
She's a really good basketball player.
As Josie Cross will draw the foul. Gray has been outstanding, and she's really been all the offense that Oak Hill's had tonight as we watch this last play, this nice take to the basket by Josie Cross.
Yeah, way to get into the lane and get it up. And the only thing she struggled at tonight is the free throw line. Well, she's one of two.
Well, they need to back it if she makes it, but that's what I say, Maddie, she's too close. Got to move the free throw line back. So Beckley with this largest lead, a 30-point advantage. And they've really made it tough for Oak Hill on the offensive end. Beckley's defense has been outstanding. There's a steal by Walker. Josie Cross attacks the basket and lays it up and in.
That was really good ball movement.
Yes, it was, and Oak Hill calls a timeout. 4.5 to go. We'll take it with them. Be right back here on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
West Virginia Orthotic and Prosthetic Center provides orthotic and prosthetic devices, promoting the highest level of personal and professional patient care. West Virginia O&P has a state-of-the-art fabrication facility where devices are produced, customized, and fitted in-house by our fully certified staff. We are honored to have the opportunity to work with our veteran population, providing them with the highest level of care and support. We are conveniently located in Beckley, just off I-64 at the Brookshire Lane Medical Park. Please call for a free evaluation or contact us online.
This game is sponsored by Brian Helton. Brian is running to represent you in the state senate. Brian is the conservative choice for Raleigh, Wyoming, and Fayette counties. He is pro-life and supports our Second Amendment rights. Brian Helton will work hard to make it happen. Paid for by Helton for West Virginia. Kayla Kessinger, Treasurer.
And we welcome you back to Woodrow Wilson High School here in Beckley, as the Beckley girls in total command of this game. And, Eric, you got some news on the Beckley boys team.
Yeah, hot off the presses. Beckley went on the road to get them a big win, 63-61. Capital really made a comeback and missed a shot at the buzzer.
UNI will have Beckley and Capital at the end of the season. In fact, I think that's Beckley's final regular season game, and UNI will have that on video production, so we'll see Capital when they come to Beckley for the return game.
Well, we have to tell Maddie a story since after this possession about our Capital game that we did, Marison. We did it by telephone.
Yeah, back in our radio days. That's been as Josie Cross scores again. What a big game Josie Cross has had.
Yeah, that's her 25th point.
Well, Josie Cross, she set the tone from the beginning, Maddie. When she hit those first three balls, she hit those first 2 threes, and that really got Beckley going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, excuse me, she has 27 points. I'd like to see Josie get to the 30-point mark, as all the work she's put in, really feeling it.
Yeah, see, hey, Maddie, that's Eric's fault she missed, because if he hadn't said that ball would have went in.
Hey, I'm sorry, Josie. If you go home and watch this, it's my fault that rimmed out.
That's a broadcaster's curse. Eric's a big Dallas Cowboy fan, and their kicker who played soccer at Notre Dame, but he didn't play football. So he had not missed a field goal all year. And they put that up on Fox in the play-by-play.
And he was going to set a record.
Right, he was going to set a record, and Eric Burkhardt had said that. Well, he gets his kick blocked as soon as he said that. So they're like, okay, he's got that one out of the way. The next one he kicks, which is even closer, he doinks it off the goalpost. So he missed like 2 in a row after he made like 30-some straight.
No.
Yes.
And
yes.
Coach Neighbors has dipped into his bench right here and going to give probably Josie the rest of the night off.
So, Maddie, when Eric said he'd like to see Josie Cross get 30, the reason she missed it's Eric's fault.
That is definitely my fault. And it's funny you tell that story, Bears, because when they put that graphic up, what I said.
Yeah. Here's a deep 3, and it's no good there by O'Kill. Gunner gets the rebound. That shot put up that time by Wilburn. Back the other way comes Beckley. Coming up on 3 minutes for the game, and Beckley comfortably in control. So Beckley's going to get off the snide there. They're going to break that 4-game losing streak. They're going to get to 4-6, and they got 6 tough games coming up on the road as Nelson couldn't finish. Man, a good look.
She's missed 3 like that tonight.
And, I mean, she did everything right, hit it right on the window. When I was growing up, Maddie, as you can see the square above the glass, they say it was like a magnet. If you can just put the ball up there softly, it will go in every time. And that's almost true. Almost true.
Almost.
Almost.
More times than not.
Yeah, Maddie, I tell you, if you start hanging out with Eric and I doing these games, you're going to hear all kinds of war stories. There's some we can't tell on the air. Yeah, actually, there's probably a lot we can't tell on the air. I'm not so sure you want to hear them stories anyway. Final 2.5 of this one. Like I said, Beckley will go and play Greenbrier East, but they've got Greenbrier East. They've got a rematch with Princeton on the road, a rematch with Pikeview. They beat Pikeview on Josie Cross's game winner. They're playing Martinsburg and Jefferson in a event down at St. Albans, and then they play Riverside. That's Beckley's next 6 games, all on the road. There's a steal at midcourt, and the shot's up and doesn't go. And
but if they, Beckley gets some momentum right here, take it one game at a time, and just try to, it's going to be a tough environment up Greenbrier East, but hey, it's a winnable game. I don't know. Do you have the score? You can't compare scores, but no. the Greenbrier East Oak Hill game, so.
Oak Hill lost to Greenbrier East. That's what I was looking for, Oak Hill's schedule. They're 5-4, and I got it here somewhere. I got all these notes.
And that first free throw goes for Amy Hollinsworth. That'll be her first points of the evening.
You see how organized you got to be, Maddie? All right, so for Oak Hill coming up next. They're going up to Fairmont in the East Fairmont Classic. Then they have Princeton. They have Bluefield, Liberty, Raleigh, St. Albans. They're in that St. Albans event, same as Beckley. And then they got Riverside, Greenbrier East again as well.
And that East Fairmont team is a really good team because they came down here and beat Wyoming East.
Very good Wyoming East team.
Throttled them.
So both of those free throws were made, and I have to beg your pardon, Eric, did you see who shot those free throws?
Yes, it's Amy Hollingsworth as she gets inserted and gets into the scorer's book. And both of those free throws looked really good, leaving her hands.
Here's Mack with it.
Got to travel.
And she traveled. So we're under 2 minutes for the game, and like I said, Beckley got a lot of young players out on the floor right now.
And right there, if Mack, once she turned the corner, don't you think, Maddie, she should have just continued to drive that. She forced herself to walk by thinking.
Yeah. In that situation, it's almost better just to keep going, and even if you do draw the foul.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Gray off the glass too strong. The putback doesn't go, and there's a Beckley foul.
And I tell you what, Amy Hollingsworth, who's come in for Oak Hill's, earning her some more playing time because she's really been good on the glass.
And a freshman, so, you got a youth movement, really. When you look out there at for Beckley, Maddie, and, of course, I'm sure you know pretty much all these girls. I don't know how well you know some of the younger girls because you obviously you'd already graduated when they were coming in, but you can see that there are a lot of different faces that people that follow the Beckley girls program aren't used to seeing.
Mm-hmm. I definitely recognize some of the girls that came to our workouts before I graduated, but yeah, some of them I've never played with, so I don't know what maybe their strengths or weaknesses are. So it's interesting to see the new girls in action.
But it's a good thing to have young players getting minutes in a varsity game. So last minute and a half, Mack will get fouled and she'll get to the line.
And right on cue, what you said with Mack, the previous possession where she walked. This time, as you can see, when she catches it, she's decisive and draws a foul and gets to get to the free throw line.
And even though she missed, she still gets shots for it.
That's right.
So, Maddie, what do you think so far, what you saw here? What is your overall take of Beckley and Oak Hill's performance here tonight?
I think both teams have been really I think they've both been really scrappy this game. I think especially Beckley, they've done really well on defense and even well on the outside shots. I think just finishing off our twos and finishing off easy putbacks is where we need to work on.
And, I think it's amazing, and Eric, I'm sure you agree with this, here Oak Hill has really struggled to get the 29 points they have. They had two players, Smith and Gray. They averaged together 25 together, and the team's only got 29 here tonight. There's a Beckley turnover.
Yeah, and you're right. And to touch on, to expound on what Maddie said, I can go back and look. I know we haven't done a game where they've made 6 threes. So the outside shot has fallen, and that's made everything a lot better. Matter of fact, I think one game we did, they didn't make any at all.
That is correct. That 3 is put up, and that 3 is put up by
Feasel.
11th grader doesn't go. Coming up on the final minute, here's Gunner for 3. It won't go. Long rebound. Hazelwood runs it down but can't get to it.
I think if Gunner stays in the gym, she's got a pretty good-looking shot right now. She just needs to get a little more arc on it, but she's been knocking down some shots, and I think she'll continue to get better.
Well, no question, and more so than tonight than any game we've done. Eric, with the Lady Flying Eagles is getting off to a good start, which they did, and Josie Cross really set the tone. And as a team leader, there's a foul, and Maddie, you touched on that by Josie Cross being a leader of the team. She set the tone when she knocked down those first couple of threes, and Beckley scoring the first 11 points of the game.
Yeah, she's been really she's played a big role, especially this year. Last year she already had a big role being a starter only as a sophomore, but this year with so many younger players, she's really had to step up.
And Mack will shoot 2.
And you're correct, and she's turned into the ultimate leader. And she leads by example. She's not vocal, like a real rah-rah loud, but sometimes you can get people to follow you just by your actions, and I think she really shows that on the court.
Second free throw is good. In fact, Josie Cross, she made the all-tournament team when Beckley went up to that tournament right there between Christmas and New Year's up at John Marshall. Final 50 seconds of the ball game. That 3 is a little strong. There's an offensive rebound, and the putback won't go. Ball's loose.
Turnover.
Yep, Oak Hill will turn it over. 36 seconds to go. Coming up in our post-game show, we'll recap this one. We'll go inside the numbers with Eric, and we'll get Maddie Belcher's final assessment in her first broadcast here on Video Productions. No question that Maddie is the rose between the two thorns, trying to keep me and Eric straight.
See, she almost saved me right there.
Well, here's the thing, Maddie, as long as you don't start acting like us. But the one thing, we appreciate you stepping in tonight, and it's good, to get an insight from, one who's played, which even though Eric and I played, it's been so long ago. You just played a year ago. I mean, it's like we have to get calendars out to look at the last time Eric and I played.
Great hustle by Hazelwood right there on the.
Maddie, it's been so long since I played. Your mom may not have been born. Maybe when I played. That's how far back we'd have to go. Here's a three put up for Oak Hill, no good. Final 13 seconds of the game, and we're going to have a foul, and it'll be a Beckley foul. So definitely, it's going to be a good night for Coach Neighbors, because he's going to break that 4-game losing streak, and a tough night for Oak Hill as their 3-game winning streak is going to be snapped.
Yeah.
So getting to the line for Oak Hill's the first shot is no good.
And that's Amy Hollinsworth.
And a freshman. And Oak Hill, same way, Eric and Maddie. They've had like a real youth movement with a lot of young players. Second free throw is good. 1 of 2 is good.
4 of 6 in the quarter for Hollinsworth at the free throw
Final
line.
10 seconds of this one. Coming up next, the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show, and
way to swallow your
there's
whistle.
a foul with .8, and Mac will get the line. That's, Maddie, that is literally playing it to the end, right?
Yeah, that it is. Mac is a cool 1 for 4 at the free throw line.
And I know you would say this, Maddie, players that don't start, or when they get in the game, even though they might be up big, they want to get a chance to show the coach what they can do.
Yeah.
They don't just want to hold the ball and bring it back out and run the clock out. They want to do, and Mac able to make the first free throw.
Right. Well, Mac, she may have not had as many points at tonight's game, but to me, she's had a lot of good defensive stops.
And that's the final horn and your final score. Beckley in a big way. Beckley defeats Oak Hill 63-30. Beckley breaks a 4-game losing streak. They now go to 4-6. Oak Hill has a 3-game winning streak snapped. They now go to 5-5. We'll take the first break, come back and get you ready for the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. We'll wrap this one up coming up next here on Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Access Health is your medical home, committed to providing comprehensive health care to ensure the health and well-being of you and your family. Offering a variety of primary care services, Access Health specializes in women's health, pediatrics, family practice, adult medicine, and behavioral health. Our staff offers quality personal care with exceptional service and innovative technology to keep you and your family well. Access Health, we're your medical home.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
And we welcome you back to Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Final score, Beckley defeats Oak Hill 63-30. Before we recap the game, I have to tell you that I got a text from one of our viewers who watches all the time, and the text said that Maddie Belcher is definitely the best-looking broadcaster on the crew, so I'll definitely second that.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Oh, I do. All right. All right, so we're going to recap the ball game, and recapping the game is brought to you by Indoor Air. Indoor Air is a proud sponsor of high school sports. For all your heating and cooling needs, you can dial up your Amana dealer, Indoor Air, at 304-890-2212. Also, the recap brought to you by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton, the Old Country Store, Cracker Barrel. Well, Beckley set the tone early. They scored the first 11 points. Josie Cross helped do that by knocking down the first 2 3 balls of the night and got Beckley off to a 6-0 lead. And as I mentioned, scored the first 11 to take a 11-0 lead. Beckley led at the quarter 21-10. Then Beckley led 32-15 at the break. They opened the lead to 50-24 at the end of 3. And the final score, Beckley beats Oak Hill 63-30. Beckley is now 4-6 as they snap a 4-game losing streak. Oak Hill is now 5-5 as their 3-game winning streak has been snapped. We'll take a break, come back here in the Massey Power Sports halftime show, and Eric will go inside the numbers, and we'll do it when we come back here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford, Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at MidstateFordWV.com.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
And welcome back to Beckley as the Lady Flying Eagles, they defeat Oak Hill here tonight, 63-30. We're going to go inside the numbers, and inside the numbers are brought to you by Infinity and United Coal. Apply for a job with Infinity Coal Company, and you can apply online through the Facebook page at United Coal, or you can pick up an application at the Guard Shack located at Independence Road in Sophia. Also, inside the numbers are brought to you by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley, and they'll have Sweetheart Futuristic Bowling take your Valentine to Leisure Lanes. And it'll be Saturday, February the 10th from 10 o'clock to midnight, $17 per person, $32 a couple. To reserve your lane, you can call Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Well, Eric, you've got all the numbers, and we'll turn it over to Eric right now.
Yes, once again, the final score was Beckley 63, Oak Hill 30. Leading the way for Oak Hill was Tasia Gray. She came in the game averaging 15 points, and she finished the night with 16. The second leading scorer, Carolyn Smith for Oak Hill Maris, came in averaging 10, was only able to garner 3 points for Oak Hill, so that really put them behind the 8 ball. Jada Wilburn had 5, Amy Hollingsworth 4, and Jordan Harris came off was a starter and she only scored 2 points for Oak Hill for their 30 points. Beckley, on the flip side, they were able to make 14 twos tonight, and the reason I'm giving you that number, they made half of that 7 threes. So anytime they're shooting the ball like that, they're going to be a tough team to beat. And leading the way for Beckley tonight was Josie Cross with a great floor game. She had 27 points. Samalia Nelson had 10 for Beckley, and a host of players scored 2 points, and Leilani Mans had 6 points, and Beckley was 12 of 19 from the free throw line tonight.
Okay, we'll take our final Pioneer Community Bank post-game show break, and we're going to wrap this up and put a bow on it. We'll do it when we come back here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
Midstate Ford, where every deal is a Big John deal. Northside Drive, Route 19 in Summersville. Come see why people from all over the great state of West Virginia are making the drive to Summersville. Incredible deals on brand new Fords. The state's guaranteed lowest price on brand new F-150s, Super Duties, and more. Plus incredible service after the sale at Midstate Ford. Northside Drive, right off of Route 19 in Summersville. Online anytime at midstatefordwv.com.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
And we welcome you back one final time here in the Pioneer Community Bank post-game show. Beckley wins it 63-30. So before we say our goodbyes, final take, Eric, on this big Beckley victory.
Well, it was a team effort. They shared the ball early, but they shot the ball right out of the gates really well. And anytime you get shots to fall, I think that spills over to the defensive side.
Well, Maddie, we appreciate you coming on. This is your first time, and I don't know why they don't put. I know why they don't put the camera on Eric and I. But if you continue to join us, we're going to start putting the camera on you, and the viewership most definitely will go up. But anyway, we appreciate your insights and your overall take of this big Beckley win here tonight.
Appreciate you guys having me. Yeah, I definitely agree with Eric that this was a team effort. From shooting well and putting back up easy layups. It was also won by defense tonight.
So Beckley wins going away 63-30, and Maddie, we hope to have you back soon.
Thank you. Me too.
All right, for our entire crew here, for the cameraman tonight, Chase Bowman, for always the man that makes it happen, the producer and director, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, and for my partners tonight with an S, got 2 of them tonight, for Eric Thomas and Maddie Belcher, I'm Maris Lowry, saying the final score, Beckley has defeated Oak Hill tonight in this girls' game, 63-30. Good night, everybody.